Let's turn it on. All right, that's all the water I need at this point. If I have an ore that has a lot of clay in it, either we mix it up and then use it on the table, or we pour it in here, we lose some going over the top because it's very light and stuck to the clay, or we use a surfactant. The surfactant is to break up the clay from its sticking. What clay is very fine particles that are very flat. When they come together, they like to stick. That surfactant lets that break loose. Now, when I test, I always weigh my material. Running a sample without weighing is sort of like watching a movie in the center and then turning it off before it ends. You got an idea what happened, but you're not sure. Now we got to guess what it started with, then we have to guess what we ended up with. So if you weigh your material, the weights that you get are now all related to each other. You'll get a formula in a little bit about what that is. So we measure our material. Now we'll also show you in a little bit another mixer that I use when I'm doing 5-gallon buckets or 10 5-gallon buckets. It's much easier. So I'm just going to throw some of my weighed material in here, and you can see I've got it dry. And this is not the optimum way to run this. Now, if you want the best recovery, you need to classify your ore. Can't stress that enough. Because a piece of gold that is even 50 mesh weighs less than a rock at 1/8 of an inch. I'm separating by specific gravity because I'm separating classified material. I separate by weight when you throw rocks and fine material. The rocks will come up, fine material will be washed off the table. Now you can see, here I am. I can look at this and see, okay, this is about where I want it. I can see my line. I can run 20 pounds and my line will stay here. Now if I ran 100 pounds, this line would move up here. But then again, I don't know if I've got enough material out of that 100 pounds to get all my gold. This particular material here is I want absolutely every bit of my gold. Okay, this is just to give you an idea of what we're doing here. You can see the different colors of this is my heaviest material here. This is my line that I'm working with. This is the heaviest. Now we have material in here that's, if you didn't know any better, you'd say it was gold. It's actually sulfides. But you can see the yellow colors in here. But you see right here, there's blacks. Well, those blacks are very heavy too. There's some sort of a material that's heavy enough to actually want to be up here. So if I'm looking for this ore and I'm testing this ore, I want all of this up here in my concentrating line because I don't know what that is. It's heavy enough to be here. And then you have a line right here, these little jagged parts that you see out here, that's gold sitting out here and there. As I said, you can see your really fancy. It looks really pretty up here, but this is sulfides. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't have gold in it. Probably does, especially when I look at this and I see gold up here in this fine line up here. But you can see how fine that gold is compared to that sulfide. Now, when I would take this is I'd roast this and fire it. I want to turn the table off for a second just so you can see that. Okay, now you can see how yellow this is up here. That's your gold. There's even a piece of gold there. But the rest of this is sulfides. These sulfides with this kind of free gold in it means that they're valuable. I want all of this. If I just try to clean up my gold, I'd be probably throwing away 30 to 50% of my gold with throwing away the sulfides. You just saw the gold and stuff. Now I'm going to show you a few other things that goes on with this. Now, this was classified material. This is a 20 mesh screen. And you can see the material that was left in my screen. This is the reason when I'm running testing, I always run it through the screen, because these big rocks are going to be in here trying to kick all this stuff back up and off the table. Now we do have, you can see our 20 mesh material over here that's this granite, quartz, other stuff that I don't know very much about because I'm really not a geologist. I'm a gold miner. I don't move dirt. I try and recover gold. So, what we want to do when we get here is we get there. Now, I'm going to take this off with my high-tech unit here. Now, it looks like I've got all my material. Well, I still have material that's way down in here because of these big rocks are holding it down there. We bring this up here. You can start seeing how fine that material is in there. Everything that stays on this table is a concentrate. Whether it's here, or here, or here. It's on the table, it's still on the table, it's where I want it, on the table. After it gets off this table, I don't care about it anymore. So that's what we're looking for. Those down there, like I said at the beginning, are for testing, but they also hold your gold. Now you can see our line came back up. I took off the heaviest material off of there, and now I've got more of my fine material coming off. Now we've taken off part of the line, but now we've still got this material. Now, if you can see this, that we don't have, it looks like no free gold showing up here. But I ain't taking any chances. I'm a gold miner. Like I said, I don't move dirt for free. Until I'm absolutely sure there's no gold in here, I'm going to test this. So we're going to take it off again. Just like that. Now I'm going to show you a technique so that you can see how fine a material that you can get off of this table, but it's still on the table. Now I'm going to take it off, but we're going to have to work at this a little bit more. I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to take off the riffle bar very carefully, and then we'll see what it does. Okay, remove the feeder trough. Let's turn on our vacuum. Now, you can see we just sitting right here, we've got this up here. We'll take this off so it doesn't confuse anybody. Okay, that takes care of all the stuff we can see. Now, what we want to do is just get rid of the water that's down here, so we'll just pick up this end first, and then we slowly pick up that end. Now, you see how fine this material is? It's sitting underneath there, but you can see how it looks like paint? That's how fine we're looking at. And that's how fine, you can see how, that's 350, 400 mesh. And that's the reason, like I said, everything that's on this table is concentrates. If you just took this material up here, opened that up and threw it away, look at all the stuff you just threw away. That's valuable. Out of a ton, you might have a gram or two of material. I always want all of it.